Howdy, cadre. I just battled with my software a little bit. I was not getting game audio. I think I have it now. I think a couple things I recorded, I didn't get the game audio, which kind of sucks. I've tried to turn it down. Hopefully it's to an appropriate level. Today, episode 2, I have done quite a bit. I have a well-established base. I've researched all of the first tier, the research that requires just the red science alone. Yeah, how's the audio level? Is that? It looks like I'm louder, quite a bit louder. That's just a welling. I had my my music turned down in Factorio for so long, like I'm talking years. I play it on and off, not tons, but it's a good game for I like the engineering design aspects. Anyways, so yeah, I'll go through the research quick first. How do I find that T technology? These are the things I can work on now, and they're all red green. And then these red ones are things I don't have the prerequisites for yet. I like how this is organized because, yeah, it's all here, but the stuff you're generally looking at is at the top. If you're planning ahead, it's down here a little bit, and if you want to look at what you already finished, it's at the bottom. So I'm not going to go through these. Wow, I've done a lot more than I thought. I've been making these research packs by hand. Which takes some gameplay time, but whatever. You can queue a whole bunch of it up if you have the resources and just tab over and do something else. But yeah, let's go through the red research so you get an idea how this research stuff goes. They all have a research cost with a time and then a multiplier. So this is going to take... Wait, is this really just 10 packs? I don't know. Anyways, it's not that important. You just plug them into... Well, I should go show you. So yeah, I have a well-established base with some paths that are currently blocked by... Yep. Here we are. Okay. So, I've got 4 now. And you just plug in your research packs here, and it... Well, I can give you an example. Yeah, if we have one of each of what we need. Now, why did... Okay, it did 1%, but it didn't really use this. That's weird. What is it? It's like partially used? Is that what's going on? I guess one was ending. How does that work? Yeah, these are in sync. It's weird that it looked like one was there. Oh, we've got an attack. Anyways, yeah, it still looks like it's there. They're just slightly out of sync. That's weird. Yeah, it's just almost used up. Anyways, we got 1% of the battery. So yeah, all I've been doing is making them by hand, putting them in this box, in stacks, and then it feeds them out evenly to these four. The arms grab them in time. Um, so yeah, that's where the magic happens. We're gonna set up automation for this in the next step, but um, this first tier that just relies on the simplest science packs. It starts with automation, which gives you the assembling machines and the long-handled inserter. You already have the two standard inserters, the burner inserter and the electric inserter. Anyways, but this one reaches farther, and you can see is made with that more basic inserter, the electric one, the one I called electric. Anyways, so yeah, this lets you start automating production, which is important. Optics gives you light, but these also are important to unlock further research. Like automation is a prerequisite for electronics, so yeah, you can't open any of these things until you get through these. In turn, optics gives you a lamp, which just helps you see better at night. It doesn't affect gameplay much. I don't really use it. I guess I got my gamma up enough. I'm not going for the atmospheric stuff. It burns some power. Um, Anyways, but it's also a prerequisite for solar panels and lasers, I think. Yeah, yeah. Gun turrets is your first kind of tower defense, automated defense you can set up at your perimeter. They fire regular gun bullets. I've made a bunch of those and set them around. I'll show you my walls in a bit. The stone. Oh, and that's a prerequisite. Nope. Okay. Stone wall. Prerequisite for military science packs, huh? And gates. Um, it, you can play without walls for a while. They slow things down though. They're kind of nice. Anyway, walls. Military is kind of a general one, but it gives you a submachine gun instead of a pistol, which might have a better range. Also, it opens shotgun and shotgun shells. I'm not a big fan of the shotgun, but anyways, and is an important prerequisite for a lot of the combat focused stuff. Military 2 is the further expansion of like explosives and stuff, but this also opens improvements on weapon shooting speed, physical projectile damage, that's these bullets, and your first level of armor, um, which we're about to run into. But logistics gives you the underground belts, um, really important as your factory gets more advanced to run things underneath each other. Splitters lets you take, uh, split or combine um, conveyor belts. So these are both important for logistical stuff to make your conveyor belts a lot more functional, and that's a prerequisite for railways, stack inserters, and automobilism. Anyways, just mentioning those, what they lead to, kind of. But electronics we got from automation, and it doesn't do anything directly, but it opens a whole bunch of research. So it's important. It opens automation 2, circuit network, solar energy, fast inserters, and electric energy distribution 1, the better telephone poles. Moving on. Fast inserters, that gives you also the filter inserters. The blue ones are good when you want to move a lot of stuff quick. I try to just run conveyors and not rely on arms, because these use electricity where the conveyor belts don't. Anyways, filter inserters. These can grab specific items. You can pick them off the list. Anyways. Also prerequisite for the stack inserter. We get the heavy armor. This is your first armor that just provides some defense against physical and explosion. And is a prerequisite for the more advanced armor. Steel processing lets you make steel from iron and steel chests, and opens a whole lot of stuff that uses steel. Solar energy automation, engines, steel axe, advanced material processing, which is your, we'll get to all that later, electric energy distribution, military 2, and heavy armor. Wait, what? Oh yeah. There was a prerequisite for heavy armor. Moving on, steel axe. That just speeds up your mining from the iron axe, and so there you go. You needed steel to make a steel axe. Prerequisites. Comprehende? Do you understand what the prerequisite is? Alright, so I'm going to come back to this in a second. Weapon shooting speed does what it says. It speeds up all of your basic ammo, weapons, your bullet guns, and speeds up your shotguns too. And these with the numbers go in tiers, but you need more advanced research to get the more advanced effects. And physical projectile damage improves your damage from guns, with bullets. Your basic gun turrets, which are what I have around right now, and shotgun shells. And then all the rest of this we'll talk about later, but that's the basic tech, which has gotten us to where we are. The music comes back in. So I want to automate that anyways, so I'm gonna pick that up. Okay, I gotta turn my headphones down a bit. I hope the level is good for you. Alright, so yeah, I want to run through our base quick and show you all that's going on now. We have well-established automation for our defenses, well-established defenses, material, our basic material production, gathering. What we have not automated yet is any sort of research or more advanced goods or anything. So, and I've expanded well out with walls that are lined with turrets. But we're going to start in the center here. I realized that all the resources, well, they do this. You start in an area that has most of the resources you need. I think all, to some extent. Our source of water is way up here, but that's really all we need. We're piping in. You can see the little blue dots all over. Well, no, these are poles. I guess blue is just utilities, and yellow is conveyor belts. Anyways, oh, we can look at the real thing. Now that's weird. I'm trying to go for the. Anyways, we've got the water source up here, which is important to feed our power production here. Power production relies on a source of coal. So our coal is running up in conveyors to feed everything that relies on that carbon fuel source, which right now is our our furnaces and boilers and such. But yeah, then we have our iron, copper, and stone are kind of the primary resources, along with wood. But we've chopped down enough trees to get quite a bit of wood, and you stop using it after a while. But I decided to there's different ways you can focus your build, and on this one, I've focused on the grid. If I go to build a pole, you can see that I haven't filled my whole area with power yet. I've been doing it as needed pretty much, but I've made a pathway down the center of my core base, and that ended up being just fine, perfectly square. This is where I crashed, I guess. I don't know. I remember, dude, I used to crash and there was nothing here. It's like I parachuted out or something, or eject pod, but now there's this whole thing here that doesn't really help me, I don't think. I got some scrap metal out of it. Anyways, yeah, so we're pulling water from here, but this is our fresh water. Oh, I could kind of make a dock here. That might be kind of cool. Okay. Yeah, that was just brick. Good. Alright, weird. Whatever. Anyways, water source. Oh, let's run this. So, water's important, and water comes down here and splits. Our primary need for water is to feed our boilers for our energy needs. But it's also running here underground, and we're using it to make concrete, but we'll get to that later. So power production needs also a supply of coal. We'll run down there next, which feeds our boilers. The boilers turn the water into steam. So while the boilers feed water into each other, they're all outputting steam to a set of steam pipes along here, and those feed our steam engines. Steam engines convert the hot steam, 165 degrees Celsius, that is pretty hot, directly into energy. And so Anyways, this displays a lot of stuff. Everything you're using energy for. And this is, my only source of energy is steam engines. And I started with 2 here. And then at some point jumped to... Well, this is usage, isn't it? So actually, this may be where I had 2. I got all the way up to here. And then I increased my demand to the point where I started not producing as much. So I built 2 more. Anyways, I just wanted to show you here, for now, what's important are these first 2. If this satisfaction bar is full, that means you have as much power as you need. That's great. And then production shows you how much of your capacity you're using. So I could double my usage of energy before I started to, threaten to overwhelm these 12 steam engines I've got now. I guess this was more than that. Oh, I started with 4 steam engines and 2 boilers, and then I doubled it. So I went 4, then 8, then 12. Anyway, so yeah, so this connects in with our electrical grid, which are now small electrical poles, which can run in a fairly nice grid, but there are gaps between them. You can see. So you can choose to build a tight grid if you want full power coverage, but if you go real tight, stuff gets messy anyways. I've chosen to prioritize the grid, maximize this distance. Once we upgrade these poles, we can just replace them with the next level and it'll fill in. They span as far, but they actually power all of those blocks instead. But on the coal, these are burner inserters that are pulling coal for themselves, so that the feed of the boilers does not rely on this power grid. So it'll continue separate. I just need to make sure that this coal line continues. So let's follow that back. The coal line splits a couple times. We're sending coal this way to process materials. This is, of course, what we just looked at. And here we're using it to burn stone into bricks. But if we follow it back to the source, we'll be back in a second. This is where we're mining, and we're near our south wall here. I'm trying to focus on clearing out this path I've made at the perimeter of my base. So I was clearing out up north initially, but I've moved this stuff down here now that I have plenty of resources for conveyors, so that I'm mining all this fairly more quickly. If I finish this out, this will be first, because it's filling the ends of the conveyors. Then I can straighten this wall out. Whatever, just aesthetics. But then once I clear this out, I can use that path more freely. And obviously there's a lot of coal I can pull from here over time. So I mentioned the concrete and the bricks here. This is kind of our paving, terraforming, earthenware, construction materials. Anyways, we've got stone, iron, and coal coming in here. as well as water for the concrete. But the stone we can process into landfill. You just saw me use that up in the pond there. The stone can be cooked in furnaces into bricks. So I'm storing up bricks here too. And then bricks can be converted, stacked into walls. So I've also got a box full of walls here. So any of those resources I need, I can just come by here and grab. And then with iron, bricks, and water, iron, bricks, and water. Anyway, we're making iron ore, stone, bricks, and water. Yeah, I don't quite get it, what this process is. It seems like you'd process the iron into rebar, mix it with stone and water. Anyways, it makes your concrete. So bricks are not only a raw resource, but they're also the first level of paving, which actually speeds up your movement. And then concrete is your second level of paving. So it probably says, yeah, 30% faster walk speed, 40% faster walk speed. And later you get a reinforced concrete, which I think is the, speed and a half. So, yeah, this is kind of our material construction stuff. Anyways, here's our source of stone. And again, this is one of the major walkways, the halfway points, the north-south divider. Yeah, so we're pulling stone from here. And I already talked about what we're doing with that. So, our copper, again, I'm pulling from this west-east middle line because that'll let me run through there more freely once it's done. It's easy enough to avoid now, but if I start building more densely, it'll be nice to have these clear paths. And we're storing a little buffer. There's not a whole lot of reason to do that. Are these backwards? Yeah, I should probably... No. It was better the way it was. Sorry, distracted. So we pull our copper from there, and copper needs to be processed. It goes under there, but I have to go around, which is why I built this road to remind me primarily. Here, whoops, already passed it. Here, oh, I just did that. Okay, problem solved. There's no more coming, is there? No. Yeah, by reversing these, I got it on the wrong side. No space in there. Oh, I could put it in the output of this just to get it off me. No, those don't work that way. It doesn't have an output hopper. Assembly units do. Okay, so yeah, up here we're combining it with coal so that we have a single conveyor that is pre-packed for processing. And those split up here by splitting them laterally, it improves the flow because you don't get like accordion backups. You can see like these two are not running because the ones at the top have already filled these two conveyors. This one's turned off now as well. So primarily this top line of copper is running, and then these secondary ones kick in to keep it flowing. But you can see this is working fine. I'm recombining them, but by doing this four-way split, we're keeping four of these running fairly constantly. Maybe five. Yeah, you can count this one because that one's staying pretty empty. So 5 of these furnaces are running most of the time, and we've got 3 ready to kind of kick in if there's a sudden pull down. On the iron side, we've expanded quite a bit more, but you can see again we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in a way, there's resources here I'm not using optimally, but they're not needed currently. I'm just making bullets right now, really. And I've filled a few buckets, but I decided to make, this is our metal processing, and I decided to make it parallel. It fits, I meant symmetrical. I mean, we're getting attacked. It'll be fine. We're attacking back automatically. So yeah, this is, a quarter of our base, this square, and basically half of that is being dedicated to metal processing, which I think is good. We're not using all this space yet, but we'll expand as we go, and we'll probably need to add even more iron at some point. This might be enough space for copper long term. So yeah, and then like a quarter of this is our iron mine, and I guess the other quarter we're using, other than conveyor belts, we're currently using for bullet. We'll go up there. We'll go up there in a second. So there's our iron. These are kind of pulling off they're kind of close to the path. Whatever. I had run the outside edge, and I had already cleared the path over here, so I just had to add more. This is keeping this line full. As long as this is, good, we're good. So yeah, and here's where we're combining iron with the coal. The coal comes in here and splits a couple times. Once for copper, and then this one splits for the iron. It's going underground there, and then this way feeds. I just have 2 furnaces still melting iron, but we also have an iron conveyor coming by here, so, and there's some iron storage. And if I need some, I can, you know, pull from this, whatever. I like building in a few iron chests in specific places. And then I've got, you know, the steel right here. Same idea. Oh, and here's, yeah. Here's where I was intending to grab if I need copper. Oh, I was low on copper. So yeah, a few material stashes that refill themselves automatically here. And yeah, our copper's coming up, and I did the spiral to navigate that. Don't worry about it. And right now, all our iron and copper is feeding. I mean, the iron's helping feed steel, but all we're really making in an automated way is weapons, which is why I think it's going to be the next video that we set up automation for research, but and other goods, but because there are goods required to make the research packs. Anyways, this is our bullet production, and the first phase is just made with iron plates. Iron plates, I guess you punch out bullets, melt down, punch, whatever, bullets. Just iron. But these do like half damage. What says damage 5 plus 0.5 physical. Eight plus 0.8 physical. I would think these basic bullets would all be physical damage. Oh, maybe that's what it's saying. It's physical damage. I'm not sure what the plus 0.8 is. It might be like a crit bonus or a bonus for close range. I don't know. Anyways, but you go from 5 damage to 8 damage, maybe 5.5 to almost 9, whatever that means. But whereas the basic firearm magazines, piercing rounds, okay, the basic firearms are just iron. These take basic rounds and add steel and copper. You know, it's probably, you know, steel is the piercing tip, and copper may be like a fitting around that kind of, because it's a softer metal. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, to get the damage improvement, you just convert all of your regular firearms into firearm round magazines into piercing rounds magazines. And either of these clip types can be used in your pistol, which you start with, your submachine gun, which you have to research. Yeah, your shooting speed goes from 4 to 10 per second, and your range does go up from 15 to 18. So both of those are important things. But then also your towers. So what I've set it up is a feed for my gun turrets. We've got the regular rounds just briefly on a conveyor here, feeding in to make piercing rounds that then flow north. Oh, And I kept, yeah, this was my first gun turret here. I mean, not the first I placed, but no, there's some copper that finished. Nice. So yeah, these take any type of rounds, and if you set them up with an inserter, robotic arm and a conveyor. Oh, and I've filled my conveyor with bullets. Excellent. We're in good shape for defense now. So yeah, it'll keep 10 bullets in each of these turrets, and as long as this stuff isn't damaged, as long as it's intact, this has a pretty good range. You can see the green there. So what I've done is I've spaced these out so that they protect each other a little bit. And this was like my initial wall, which I've removed now because it's in the center of what is my base. And I could get rid of these, but it's not a bad extra line of defense. I could get rid of these now. I'll deal with that later. Anyways, so by having a conveyor of magazines here, it runs all the way around my base, and it loops back here. So we have a solid ring of magazine clips around our fortress here, our square. And it just feeds all of these gun turrets. And right now, a lot of these have the original magazines in them. But if these ever fire, once it shoots those 10 bullets, it'll start picking up the piercing rounds. So I should be in good shape. But that also means I can tell if these are unused, because any that take more than 10 shots are going to switch to these piercing rounds. Now these, the corners I wanted the better bullets in. And hey, we're back to the pier. What I decided to do is here at the corners I've split our conveyor, and I've got this wall is like, it's really like a pier, because I'm just, well, in this case it's nice because I get all the way to the coast, and I've got some radar. Oh, they named these Blake Reinhardt. Okay. The radars give me good visibility. So on each of these corners I've extended one direction, and that's extended my visibility without having to fill all that area. And it's also given me a protective defense, because no matter where things run in, they're going to encounter a wall with a bunch of turrets that, as they approach the turret, other turrets will engage. You can see that because they each extend, like this comes to right here. So if they're outside trying to chew into a wall to get to this thing, they're suddenly going to be engaged with the second and third one. So this is a really good defense, and it doesn't require a whole lot of advanced stuff. These are the basic gun turrets with the better bullets, and I do need a good power grid to keep these conveyors running. The other option would be burner inserters, but then you'd need coal. You could run coal on the same conveyor, but this just seems simpler. They usually will attack walls as they need to, but their primary goal is to get to weapons that are hurting them. And their second is like some of the more advanced structures, anything that pollutes, or maybe these radar towers. Anyways, so I have radar towers at my 4 corners, and then spaced out equally from there to extend my vision down my walls. And this easterly wall, I've gotten all the way to the coast, which is nice because I can probably pretty quickly secure this whole area. If I extend the south wall down here and clear out these problem patches of native life, hostile life. Anyways, and that secures me more copper, stone, and coal, and a whole bunch of area that I probably won't even need to build. But I could put, if there's no trees out here, that would be good space for solar arrays or something. Anyway, so I can, and yeah, you can see how much territory that is compared to what I've secured so far. So this wall strategy is the way I'm extending them outward is kind of new for me. I used to just expand by foot often, by hand, by gunfire. Anyway. But this system's nice because with each of these tendrils extending outwards of power and bullets, those gun turrets stay automated, and once I have laser turrets, I can mix them in here every other, and they have more damage and more range, but they use electricity. This electricity I'm only using for the inserters right now, but I already have this set up, so, and I could run walls on both sides of this, but I don't know as I even need those walls out there once you have the guns overlapping. So that's the base. Yeah, the bullets come up here and then they go around the entire thing. Oh, we're getting some action down here. Wonder if I can get to it in time. Regular magazines. I did not get to it in time. Okay, here's some dead bodies of insects or insectoid. I don't know. Oh, and they've damaged a wall here. I can repair that. So the walls are helping, and this has used 1 bullet. Okay, this 1 bullet. Huh. None. So I guess only 2 things attacked. Probably this fired at the first one, and this fired at the second. I didn't know it was 1 bullet, 1 kill, but those are the basic guys. So yeah, this is south wall. Oh, whoa. Yeah, so here they've done quite a bit of damage to the walls. They didn't break any of them fully, but oh, they spit. Some of them spit across and did some damage. Well, that's quickly repaired. Alright, so these still have the yellow magazines. So I don't think, yeah, they have not engaged the enemy yet. Okay, this one on the corner, we can't tell because I filled it with piercing and it's been refilling itself. This emptied and refilled. This emptied and refilled. Oh no, these are all newly built. That's right. Alright, well, I guess it's good that we're walking the wall to check for damage. And yeah, so I've put doors not only at the corners but at the center points. And that allows me, if I extend one of these walls, yeah, there's a little bit of damage there. Yeah, it means when I extend a wall, this second door is still useful. Yeah, and the radar's the corners. Here's all our iron mining and processing. Our west door, west wall, never been approached. And then the north wall is night. So yeah, the east we've got all the way to the lake. The south, if we take straight down, will get us at the west edge of this pinch point. So that'll be nice because I can probably secure this iron quickly. I'll come down with the wall and wrap around this and secure this area quickly so that I can start, you know, when I need more iron, this is going to be a great source. And I also need to get over here. This is the only crude oil supply I've seen on the whole map. But then after that, we can extend a wall to the east here to secure this entire region, which will be nice because with just, you know, 3 walls, we don't have to worry about defense inside that. We don't have to worry about them spreading once we clear it out, and we can fully use that as a secure area for, you know, solar panels, whatever, all of that, and that's huge space. We might not even use it because we might want to be generally moving towards the crude oil and the uranium. We might do our fluid processing in this area to keep it close. Although again, solar panels, we're already getting plans. Our little water supply lake here, that's kind of where we started. In fact, I think they kind of start you with a set of like natural walls. You can see this. Well, I guess we're in an indent, so it's kind of like this is a crater. But then we have our main resources here. Anyways, so going west, I don't know what that'll do out here, but that's going to get us to the uranium easily and secure this pretty well with more close coal. There's even more down there, but we're not going to need that all that soon. We'll figure out what makes sense when we need to. And then this north wall, I'm already happy with because it's come right by the water here. If I turn on my turret coverage, they can't sneak by this wall without getting fired at. And right now they're coming in from, let's head up there. Oh, those are rocks. I thought those were corpses. So the north extension comes by a small pool of water here, but these cover enough that even this guy, anybody trying to cut through here at all, we'll get shot by him, and that'll pull their attention in. So this is pretty well secured, as if it were walled. And I've pulled up far enough to get this radar in, so that I've got this kind of offset plus shape, or a spiral pinwheel shape. But I'm liking this because it protects my core pretty well. And this, I could pull this wall to the east. In fact, I was thinking I might do that. Each of these, yeah, but I don't need to continue this down. This I can end. But I was thinking it might make sense at some point to turn this wall this way. Maybe I want to come up maybe I want to secure this iron and then turn it. Gosh, there's more copper and coal there too. Oh, there's more crude oil. Okay, I couldn't see this before, but my radars, over time, they explore further out to a greater range. This is what they can currently see, like live. This is kind of their camera coverage. And then here it just pinged. Here's one that pinged. So I have 8 of these now. 4 on the corners, and then these 4 on my extensions. My wings, I guess I could call them wings. Well, they're walls. That looks like garbage. I could be weird and call them pierces. The North Pierce. I kind of like that. Actually, these are blades. If this was a windmill, I said pinwheel already, but this looks like a type of windmill construction. A very simple. So these would be blades. These would be windmill blades, and that's a good metaphor, because we're not cutting the wind by rotating here. We're cutting these. Ew. This is our enemy. Small spitters, small biters, medium biters. Yeah. Oh, there's a worm. The worms are giant underground spitters. They hide. They burrow. They don't move around, but they help protect their bases are growths. They're like pustules. Anyways, I have sympathy for them because they're native. I'm the one that crash landed here and is trying to survive. That's partly why I play a very defensive game, is like, well, but expansion is required at some point. Anyways, so these guys, yeah, if they stumble across us, they'll attack our stuff, which is why I've made this turret protected perimeter. The red space, if I zoom in enough, it gives us the live view even on the map. Yeah, the red space is the turret coverage, and of course there's overlapped coverage for the turrets, and the walls are covered. Here at the tip, it's just covered by the one. But as soon as you get down to the one, you're covered by the second. So this part of the wall and the power grid is covered by 2. and then the rest of it's covered by 3. So yeah, this is maybe our closest activity. So our north blade, our north wall, our east blade is like fully secure. Oh, is that? Huh. Interesting. That's an island. Oh, I can't see that. Right, this is where I have live coverage. So it's clear. Outside, it's just giving me the terrain color, like a map, even though I'm zoomed in. Okay. That's awesome. Some of that's been upgraded, I think. So I could try and get to there for my first oil, because that looks like it's on an island, so it would be safe. Huh. I guess I'll extend the wall, probably. So this island becomes my land. Alright, so yeah, there's some guys out here, but they're across the water. It's not a concern. Oh, more uranium, yeah. Alright, so the east wall, we've got the south blade, which is pointed towards, yeah, we want to secure this pinch point, linchpin, pinch point, and the iron. Anyways, so yeah, the south blade will seek the big iron. The east blade will push into the water to get this tiny bit of oil. We'll start there. We'll do the second. And this third, probably. Yeah, I mean, once we extend the north blade, we might be able to secure this whole region, too. Which, again, has all of the key resources, as well as uranium for later. With just oil over there. They're built up more to the north. Anyways, sorry, I'm doing strategy and stuff, but I think that is probably our best source. It's bigger than this. This one's tiny. But one thing that's nice about this, we could set it up and get it flowing. To start establishing the assembly line, the storage, the utilities we need to use it. And then later when we expand to this one, we'll just tap into that and increase our yield tenfold. So that initial trickle will still be nice. We could go here first. It might be smarter. That's a lot of piping to get between them. Yeah, we should probably go straight for the big one. Anyway, yeah, then what I want to end with, before I let you go. I mean, you can let yourself go. I think you know that, but it's one of those things we say, us YouTubers, like, I'll see you next time. I never see you. And that's why I try not to say those things. I don't, the like button's there. You know its function. I don't need to ask you every video to click it. It might increase how many of those likes I get. I don't particularly care. Yeah, it affects the algorithm, but whatever. I have other reasons than just like trying to reach masses. Anyway, the one thing I was saying, okay, so I don't have any logistic network yet. This is our electric grid. So we've got single lines feeding the blades and going around the walls. I pulled in a little bit at the corners to support the radars, which are these blue spots near the corners. But again, all the utilities seem to be blue. Our furnaces are blue here. Our steam engines and boilers, they're all blue. Anyways, yellow are the conveyors. Oh, as well as... Huh. Our guns are yellow, too. Seems odd that conveyors and guns would be the same color. So, yeah. We have a nice walled defense with the blades going out. And there's nothing else I can really show you yet. Well, I guess this shows you where we're producing iron with a tiny bit here, where we're smelting steel, where we're smelting copper, and the only things we're producing are the the construction terrain goods I showed you, bricks and concrete and stuff, landfill, walls, and defense stuff, walls included, but also bullets. So this will be more interesting once we have a whole bunch more assemblies. But yeah, what I really wanted to show you is pollution. And this, it's kind of a spoiler. If you haven't played this game, and this looks interesting to you from what I've shown you so far, I haven't told you much about the enemy. So I recommend that if this seems interesting to you, that you stop watching me. And there's nobody out there that fits that category, I'm sure. It's bots, people who never intend to play, people who just want to hear my voice. Anyway, if that were the case, stop watching, get the game. It's well worth it. I mean, if this looks like the sort of thing that would interest you by now, then do it, because I'm about to spoil like part of how they function, which is kind of the basic premise of the game, which I think is cool to discover on your own, which is why I'm hesitant to kind of spoil it, even though it's a fundamental part of the game. So we've crash landed here. This is our, we're a human, or at least a humanoid. You really don't ever see other than you're definitely humanoid. The implication is that you're human, and you have crash landed. Where'd we go? Where'd we go? Oops, too far. You have crash landed here. With just where is my doesn't even show my pickaxe now. I thought that maybe they got rid of it. Come to think of it, I don't remember. I don't remember it wearing down. I think they removed axe durability. I approve, because it wasn't doing much. It could get you in a situation where if you didn't have wood... Oh no, they made it so you could chop down trees with your hand, just like Minecraft. It just was really slow. They must have removed that too. So now your basic iron axe you crash with. That's like you have a pistol, maybe 10 ammo, and an iron axe that apparently is indestructible. I approve of that, because in truth, a basic axe, a basic well-made axe, is going to work. It's going to last you 10 years. It's not going to break from you using it for 4 days straight. And unless you use it poorly, improperly, as a pry bar anyways. So you've crash landed here, and all you have other than your gun and your axe is your knowledge of technology, and I think it's implied you have some basic crafting tools that you don't even really see, because how you start out building conveyor belts with an axe, wooden chests, small electric poles, those kind of make sense. But you're crafting piping out of iron, and automated mining drills, and steam engines, boilers, like, yeah. And then where? Yeah, so steel axe isn't even a craftable anymore. I think when you research it, it just automatically upgrades the axe you're equipped with. Anyways, I approve. I approve of those advancements. But anyways, my point is, so I've crash landed here, and I've now set up a base and started expanding, and I'm pulling raw materials from the earth, and I'm beginning to burn coal and mine things from the ground, and manufacture goods, and set up gun turrets and walls and conveyor belts and power grid. It seems like they would have a thing that would feature the conveyors here, that would like maybe add arrows for the directions conveyors were going, so you could see them a little clearer. It would be pretty busy, but turret coverage, I don't need those on. What I'm building up towards is the sin of mankind, that we just take from the earth and use it to our will, burn it, impact the world around us. And I haven't gone on the offense and killed a whole lot of these guys. I've expanded a couple of these blades, pushed into a few settlements, so I did wipe out a few settlements, but they were small. I think they were only maybe two settlements that had two of these spawners. But what they respond to, and what I've been leading up to, is pollution. And all of the things that I just ran you through in this episode anything that burns coal, and because my energy is based on coal, anything that uses energy right now, it all is polluting. And this is that, huh. This surprises me. It's usually this, yeah, the red is the pollution I'm creating. And without me, there wouldn't be, any natural pollution of this sort here. The native creatures certainly don't pollute this in this way. And this doesn't track any, of their waste or anything like that. That's all part of the natural ecosystem. But what I'm surprised with, okay, our main sources of pollution. Oh, that's our ship there. That's blue. Are these steam engines and the boilers. I guess, yeah, the steam engines consumes the steam, so it's our boilers. Our boilers are the primary source of pollution, but also our mining operations pollute as well, as do our furnaces. So I guess what surprises me are these tendrils out here. And maybe they're loosely following my conveyors. Except it's interesting because this is not following... Huh, maybe there's natural wind patterns, or... So, alright. I might be wrong. Our power production might not be the bulk of it, because we've now got a pretty extensive mining operation. It might help if I looked at power usage. Can I? No. Alright. Oh. None of this helps me yet, because we're not really into full automation mode. We don't have a factory going. We just have raw material processing, construction, and defense established, which is a great start. But we really need to start automation to see how, like, we've even now filled our conveyors with bullets, so we've stopped producing bullets, which means the only thing that's using power are a few of our inserters, which are probably just moving coal and raw materials. But our raw materials, I think our boxes are filled. Anyways, so this doesn't help us much, but if I look back, okay, this will help us more. 50 hours gets in everything. Okay, this still starts with... Wait. Alright. Green is inserters. Okay, so this doesn't directly answer pollution. But right now, all of our power comes from steam engines. So, yeah, what this doesn't display are our furnaces, boilers, because those are inputs. This is electric stuff using the electric grid. And our research is off right now, so I guess there's probably... Why is there any of this? Huh. Anyways, it's strange it splits the inserters to me. It'd be nice if that was like an expandable sub section, because it could total... Yeah, and there's assembling machine 1 and assembling machine 2. So it could total your, I mean, research is its own thing, but it could total your inserters, totals your assembly, later we'll have electric furnaces that will show up here instead of burning separately. But anyways, all this does pollute because it requires the steam engine and the boilers which are feeding that burn coal. So our pollution is coming from I think the steam engines pollute too. I think that's why there's a graphic of the steam coming off. Maybe not. I mean, steam itself isn't really a pollutant. It's just like water vapor carrying extra heat. Anyways, this is a big source of pollution. And so there's kind of a big clump centered around us here. And then I think these just consume electricity, so I don't think those pollute. But all of our furnaces do, which are... There's a couple there, but they're mainly here. Although, yeah, they've all shut off now. Everything's backed up and shut off. So we need to get to the next episode. I'm not going to do that today, but next time I feel like playing, we'll get some actual construction done, and you can see my thought process for laying stuff out. A lot of this isn't perfect, and some of this I may tear down and change. Like the bullets could be done in a smaller space. Now that they're backed up, I mean, I had already made four piercing. I had 2 of the basics running and 4 piercing, and I cut out 2 of those. But we're going to want to use our steel for other things now. And anyway, so yeah, we'll get that set up next time. But yeah. So the pollution, as it reaches their spawners, their outposts, it kind of agitates them. It makes their settlements grow faster and bigger, and it also will cause their spitters and biters to kind of accumulate in groups, and then they'll run off towards the source of the pollution eventually. So that's where you are forced to defend yourself. The inherent, irony is that it's this technological expansion that triggers this response in them. They're hostile creatures, but they become more hostile, like a planetary immune response almost at your presence. We've crash landed here, and now this site, it's like we're the festering wound, and they're the white blood cells that are rising up to defend the planet from our presence. And anyways, that's a spoiler. If you haven't played this, it's kind of interesting, but you end up getting similar messages from a lot of independent games. I feel Minecraft's another one where once you look into or think about the background story, you kind of realize that you're the unwelcome presence, and I don't know, to some extent. There's obviously what I'm talking about is a inversion of perspective from where you started. That you can begin with the perspective of I need to survive, and I'm a victim here. But you can also gain the external perspective that you're the invader, you're the alien, you're the unwelcome presence. I'm gonna go shoot some things, just as an example. Yeah. Oh, they saw me. Jeez, run away. Oh, they're fast. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, if they see you, they will focus on you. And we've agitated kind of a stream of them. Wow, that took half my life. Half my health. I've got armor on, yeah. Ah. No, danger. Oh, this is bad. Oh, 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 oh. Run, 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 run. Oh, I almost died. Whew, 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 whew. Oh, oh, get a little bit of cardio before the end of the episode. Oh, boy. Oh, you stinkers. Ooh, you baddies. Ooh, I gotta recover from that. Oh. Yeah, so it's easy to have your own perspective of like, I want to live. I didn't ask to be on this planet. Nobody asked me. Alright, have they fully respawned? Shoot, I think they have. Am I in trouble? Ow. Ow. Oh! Huh. They, yeah, they have a full outpost there. If I was closer to my wall, I could have done that. I pushed it too far. Pushed it too far. That's my first death, though. That's a good way to end an episode, I suppose. 18 and a half hours of play. Okay. Like I said, I let it run in the background at times. It's a way to build resources and let research progress. You can queue up a bunch of things that you're building by hand and just let it run for a while. So it's not 18 hours of sitting here clicking necessarily. All right, well, this saves occasionally, right? I think I can respawn. Oh. They almost took out a tower. Oh, so this is new too. Okay. Okay, so maybe you lose everything you're carrying? It looks like I'm back to no armor. Out the basic. I can get better ammo on my way. That'll just refill. Okay, alright. I wanna... Yeah, there's no body here. Alright. So I lost all the materials I had on me. Which means I don't have a repair pack. Alright. I've got to rebuild. But that, I like that. There's consequences for dying. I thought it's been a while. It's been a while since I've died, really. I haven't died in this world yet, and before that, I had a well-established world where, you know, I had armor and better weapons, and I mean, it's not a huge loss. It was a lot of materials, and I'll have to regather some things. But because I've prepared resources, all this stuff's automated, and there's plenty of it for me to grab. I had a box. Did I? No, I left that where it was. Or did I? Where was it? There it is. Okay, there's my little starter box. Yeah, I might need some wood. Now, light armor's better than no armor, but I can already make heavy armor, so... Yeah, in a way it's kind of nice, because it's cleaned out my pack of stuff I wasn't really using. I do have to rebuild a little bit. But there's not a whole lot to do. I mean, I was carrying a bunch of inserters, conveyors, pipes, telephone poles, you know, a little bit of brick and concrete and landfill, but I got plenty of that, as I showed you. I had a few assembly machines on me. Some gun turrets and walls. Yeah, it's most of what I lost I have sitting around anyways. And now I'm back to where I was, just with a cleaner pack. And insert catchphrase here.